Hi guys, this is the end of the framing bit. I showed you guys how to do the pin mounting and figuring out the size of everything on the first video, and now I'm going to finish this up. I am using some quote-unquote professional tools. Other things I'm ad hocing just because I do my own. It's easier because I do ship these things and I do my models and I don't do framing. I do have a wonderful framer that makes my frames for me, Kimberly, at Frame Up 2. She's off of 120 in Marietta. She does my frames and then I bring them home and finish them. So see, this is what it's going to look like. I trim the linen down. I'm being lazy because I pen mounted. This isn't totally heirloom. So what I'm doing is I'm mitering corners. And normally you would stitch this down, but I'm just taking the pens and these are silk brass pens, so they're supposed to not rust. So I am skimming. I just felt that it was coming towards the front. I'm just putting this in here and skimming the back of the foam core, so it's just keeping the linen straight and you don't see any pens on the front. So you do all four sides. All this does is keep the linen away from the paper or anything else that you're going to do, and it just keeps it in line. Oh, that went all the way through, so we're going to skim this a little more. I mean, you're just really, and you want to make it so you're not hitting the pen. So one more corner that we're going to miter. So we've mitered all four corners. Now we're going to make a little bit of noise. You may hear noise. Well, you do hear noise in the background. This is not the greatest thing to be doing. I've got the dishwasher going. I got the washing machine going. And we are in between storms here. So, you know, it's all go around here in this house. Oops. Bleeding. We don't want to bleed because we don't want that to get on our stuff. Now this is a glazer point gun. I'm not quite sure what they call the other guns, or they're like you can go through framer catalogs. A lot of these places they'll sell to you as a consumer. Some of them look like staples and they don't go all the way into this. I use a glazer point gun, and a glazer point gun is a gun that it shoots these diamond shapes out that they used to use when they would put windows in pane glass into windows. And then you would take this and you would do like what I'm going to do here is I put it down, pull the trigger. Oops, it needs, let's see. I have some points in there just to have it put together right. Sorry. I'll show you what it does. It puts these diamond points in, and that would hold the glass in, and then you would come back with putty and you would go along the edge of that with your finger, let it dry, and then you would paint your windows. This tool has been in my family. My grandfather had it, my dad had it, and I had it. So it's close to or over 100 years old. So means a lot to me to have this. I haven't replaced it with the other tools because it does what I want. But this just shoots. You just lay it and make sure that you're pressing into the side and it goes into the wood. Now, the same thing would happen with the other tool that you get it. Making noises and a mess. But it would be just like the other tool that you would have if you were a framer. And all this does is hold everything into place. Now, there's two things you can do, and I'm not going to do it on this one, but you could cut another piece of mat board, and I would use like 2-ply cotton mat board or something like that, and you could lay it over this so it would double barrier the piece. But this is just something I want to hang up on the wall and do really quick for you guys, and I'm not going to cut that. So what I'm going to do is put it's acid-free double-sided tape. Hopefully this gun will work. I haven't used it in a while. You can either do it with a gun or you can get the double-sided tape. And again, that's something that you can look on sites that sell to consumers for framing. Look, it even has a little pin clip in there. But this, you just roll it on here and it rolls the tape down. It's sort of messy. It sticks to everything. That's why I like using it without using the roller, but I couldn't find a roll of the tape that wasn't in the roller, so you guys are watching me struggle doing this, but it just rolls it out. It keeps the paper cover, it rolls the paper cover up, so you're not having to deal with that. But when you use it like this means once you put this tape down, you're going to need to put your paper over top of it as soon as you can, because this stuff is sticky and it will collect all kinds of things. The thing you also want to make sure is that your tape is not going over the edge of your frame. So you want to play and, make sure that it's on the wood, not on the outside of the frame, because it will gum up and stick to everything and cause a mess. And you do it on all of the 4 sides. I think this comes in different sizes. I don't remember what size this is. This is probably, I think it's 3/4 of an inch, because I had 1/2 inch that was too big. Because you can go to Dick Blick's too. Or Eurotrack, whichever, because I think they've merged. They have double-sided acid-free tape you can use, and excuse this for looking like this, because I've had it in a box, and see how sticky it is? It's gotten little peels of stuff on it, but it doesn't affect the tape. This needs a little more tape, so the paper will stick to this. So I'm just making sure I have enough of the tape on here. And I think I do. I pre-cut my paper so you wouldn't have to be watching me try to do this. I use wrapping paper. Some people, like frame shops, have paper that they buy. I just use wrapping paper just because all this it does is make sure that it keeps dust and other particles out from the back of your piece. It's called a dust cover. That's what it is. It just protects your piece. And I know you're probably going, but wrapping paper isn't acid free. Well, it shouldn't be touching your piece because we've pinned it down, and I'm willing to go with that. And this is another tool, and I don't know if my X-Acto knife is sharp enough, but it's got an edge on it. So what you do is you go along the side of your frame, and it cuts into the paper, and it scores it. It would actually cut it if my X-Acto knife were a little sharper, but it scores it to the point where you can bend it back. I will have to take this other X-Acto knife and run it along that edge to remove the paper. This is an extra step that I shouldn't have to go through if I had a sharper X-Acto blade, and I looked for one and I didn't have it. So I'm showing you what you can do if you don't have extra X-Acto blades, because I wasn't going to run out today and do it. I'm sorry. It's just, you'll be watching this anytime at different times, but I am doing this during the holiday season, and I am just not, I know that we're in the middle of we're hopefully getting to the end of our pandemic, but I'm not going to go out in the middle of holiday shopping to buy X-Acto blades. I love you guys, but I'm not doing that. But anyway, this goes to that edge. I like to take my paper and bend it down some, so that helps it when I take this tool and run it along the edge. To cut the paper so we can have a crisp edge. There are people that are really good at doing this, can just take their X-Acto knife and cut it without using that tool. I can't do that. I'm not a straight person. Even using all of these things, I'm quite sure half of this is crooked and shouldn't. Yes, let me start off. Excuse me. I know that's what you guys like about me. I am me, and I am not going to edit this, so no, I don't have any horrible disease that you can catch virtually, and it's just from being dry and talking and swallowing air when I shouldn't. But I am using the X-Acto knife, and I am removing this paper. And because I'm not going to edit this, you guys are going to have to watch me struggle through taking off this paper, because the next thing I'm going to show you is, all right, framers, and I haven't gone out and bought it any because, well, we're going to put on the hooks and the wires so we can hang this up. Now, they've advanced a lot since I've been doing some of this, and I haven't gone out and bought any new hardware for this, because I use these eye hooks that we're going to put in, that I screw in by hand, and I use picture wire. Now, there are framers, and you can get them yourself from places that sell you items to frame for yourself. They have these flat pieces that lay flat that have little hooks on them, and you can put your wire or use them to hang them up. I don't have those, so my piece is going to hang out from the wall just a little more, because I'm going to use these eyelets. Yes, I do have I have a yardstick right here. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say I didn't have anything to measure with. All right, here's the thing. I've done this before. Make sure you look at the front of your piece and figure out where you're gonna put your eye hooks or whatever you're gonna put, or center in the middle. There's like, if this is such a small piece, I could have gotten one of those. I don't know what they're called, but they're long and flat, and they've got jagged teeth on them, and you can nail them into the top of this, and you can use this to hang it on the wall. Use that to hang it on the wall. I don't have one to show you. I apologize. You usually go down, you break the piece into thirds, and usually about a third down is where you're going to mark where you're going to put your eyelets to hang it. So that'll keep it nice on the wall. And I'm going to do it about 2.5. So at 2.5, I'm going to take my eyelet. I'm going to go in the middle of my yardstick. I'm going to make sure that it's still in the frame. Trust me, I've done this before where I have made it where I was not in the frame, and I was trying to screw it through the back of the piece. And I also have put this on here. That's not right. Have put it on here on the bottom side and had to take it out. So I mark the 2.5 and I start screwing it in. And usually your frames, if you get wooden frames, the wood is soft enough that you can be able to turn these with your hand. That's another reason why you really should use a framer. It's not that expensive. And even having them do all of this is not that, I mean, it seems expensive, but when you use ready-made frames, a lot of them are out of plastic or composites, and they're going to come apart, or they're not going to, it's going to be hard for you to use to frame them properly. So it really is worth the money to get a framer, to either have them make your frame and you can get the tools and do the rest of this bit. Also learning how to do your pin mounting, that helps a lot, because that's a lot of framers don't know how to do that. Some of them, and then if you want to, like, I didn't put spacers in this. Mine is touching the frame. Oh, this is hard. It's not wanting to turn. This is touching the wood on the frame. My linen is, and a lot of people will put spacers in there, and I didn't do that. If you use a framer, they have the spacers, they have the tools to make that work. Sorry, my hands are not working well today, and plus this is, here, I use some fabric so it doesn't hurt my fingers. Now you want your eye hooks to be parallel with the sides of your piece. Here we got some paper that was sticking out, so I trimmed that. And I pre-cut the wire that's going to go across. So you're going to take your framing wire and go through the eye hooks, and then you're going to double it back, and you're going to just wrap it around the wire. I'm going to give it a little bit of a give, so when it hangs, it won't be straight across, and it'll help it hang down. Now, the other thing I don't have, I probably will get them, but I didn't have them in my little Barney box for framing, are little, you can get those little round circles. They're silicone or plastic, but they've got a double-sided tape, and you put them on the bottom edges so it won't mark the back of your wall. It also helps keep it balanced on the wall. A lot of my pieces don't have it because I'm just lazy. But anyway, that is how you finish up with your framing. So that's framing part 2. So I will put this is, not a live one. So I'm going to put this up, and I really appreciate you guys watching. And I think I'll do another one where it's more cohesive, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.